Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we should have expected. We got like
Yeah.
4 chapters.
Yeah. I was expecting a break at some point.
4? I thought we only got. I thought there was just a break like before this chapter. No.
One was like a holiday, right? Martin Luther.
Yeah,
Right, but doesn't he fucking count those as fucking?
Nah, Martin Luther Wing Day. That's his.
Yeah.
Nah, that's his. B.
Yeah, but like, come on, bro.
But no, I guess like all right, the community right now. I think it's hate One Piece wave right now. Like from what I'm seeing, it's just I think that's cool to do.
Did we start or no?
Yeah, we're starting.
Yeah, we're starting.
Yeah, this is a wave right now to kind of just.
Is it actually hate? Would you actually go too far to say it's hate?
Some of it is.
Or is it just like because I haven't been paying attention as much because of like stuff going on.
Right.
But from what I can gather from it's just people, just expectations kind of. It's not like people are hating. It's just like kind of like, oh, dude, disappointment kind of thing. I don't know.
I understand the disappointment. I understand that. I think it's when you can't articulate yourself as far as like what you don't like, and you're just kind of reciting what you've heard.
I think it's pretty much just a bunch of ant brains that are mad at nothing, to be honest.
Because whenever I think hate, I think of all of the people complaining at the end of Whole Cake Island. Like that's as hateful as I've seen so far, and I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
yet.
that was like unlike I've ever seen before. How people reacted to Whole Cake.
Indeed.
The end of it. And I think that's kind of spilled over into Wano, where people are saying they're ready to drop One Piece until Wano is over based on the beginning chapters of Wano.
That's another thing. Like, I understand why people don't like, because I don't think anyone's really angry in general, but they're just like kind of bored of the like not interested.
Yes.
I can understand that, but at the same time, it's like you know what you're getting into. Like if you're a One Piece fan, like this shouldn't be a problem to you at all, because like this is pretty like standard like One Piece arc writing. Now I also understand like Dritz's criticism to where it's like, okay, we've been through this. It's like the same shit every time. Can we at least get a little bit of like variety in how you like your arcs and stuff like that, which is what I understand. But at the same time, you can't just be like, oh, this is just complete trash and completely boring. It's like this is every single One Piece arc how it starts.
Yeah, I agree. For me, like I don't really feel one way or the other at this point in time. I'm kind of neutral until I find one reason to believe. But I can understand from the fandom's perspective about why they would be disappointed, because it's not all their fault. I mean, this is what you kind of get whenever at the end or in the middle of Whole Cake Island, you have Oda himself in interviews and then editors hyping up the next arc.
Yeah.
Because that means you're setting an expectation for the fans right away by comparing it to like an arc that was basically serious from beginning to end, like Marineford, which was built off of Impel Down. So it's like you have the precedent coming into the arc that it's supposed to be a war arc. And I don't maybe I can talk about this. Like the beginning of Wano, you don't get the impression that the Straw Hats are consciously aware of the fact of what they came to do.
I just think it's really early, right? Where, yes, it's a war arc, but it has to build. And the thing is, as far as the editors, I'm not sure if they compared Wano to Marineford, or they said like the next great war is going to make Marineford look small. So I agree that editors have been a problem just because they set the expectation for things and it never really lives up to the hype. So I think the editors should definitely be quiet, and that should improve the overall morale of the community. But right now, I think unless it's a like really hype chapter where a lot of shit goes on, people are just not interested in One Piece right now. And I'm like, okay, is this the beginning of the fall of One Piece, or is this is just a phase, a moment?
100% a phase. The second we see Kaido, people are going to start jerking off and calling One Piece the greatest thing ever again. And it's just like in the beginning of Whole Cake Island, like we got to see like the whole like the Big Mom introduction, and everyone was like hyped because like we haven't seen like a Yonko that much. It's gonna be the same thing.
People are going crazy. Okay, so I remember in Whole Cake, the Seducing Woods, people hated Seducing Woods, right? Those few chapters where we saw Randolph and we had the Mirror World, the thing with Brule, people hated those chapters. But then right after we got Cracker, people were like, holy shit, like this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just a phase, and people had moments in there where people didn't like. after the cake fell, or before the cake fell, moments they didn't like, but then people liked the actual wedding, which Katakuri showed out. People like that. And after the cake fell, people didn't really like that much because then Big Mom started doing her thing, and that was a bit draggy. But then people started liking it again after we had like the Luffy and Katakuri fight. But then people
you just pretty much described me.
Right, but then people stopped liking it again so much because the ending of the fight was kind of vague, and then they didn't like how it ended because some people felt like Katakuri should win, and then the other side was like Luffy absolutely earned that victory. So then the community was kind of split. But then the agreement was that whole cake was lackluster at the end based on the payoff of the cake. They had the Sanji panel with Sanji, of course, the famous "I'm gonna make a cake to make Big Mom faint," and then the reaction, Big Mom's whole reaction to the cake and what happened was just it didn't live up to the build up, right? How that was the anticipation, pretty much the entire arc, and it felt like it was just like blah. Then we had the chapter with what's that thing that was with Jinbei that put it in his mouth? You know what I'm talking about?
The thing put in his mouth?
Yeah, they put the ship in his mouth.
Oh,
Waratsume?
Where people said that the Straw Hats are done, and this is great for whole cake. The repercussions. Then the next chapter came out. Waratsume put the ship in its mouth, and they're like, "Yo, that's trash. Like, how did that shouldn't have happened?" So it's like it has been a roller coaster for the community as a whole as far as like how they felt about whole cake, and I feel like it's gonna be the same in Wano. I guess my thing is, how much different is this from like past arcs?
Well,
because I don't remember this.
It's kind of hard to compare it so soon, I think. But one of the things you might notice is that at least at the beginning of Whole Cake Island, the tone and atmosphere of the arc was set from the very beginning,
right, where
that's kind of absent in Wano. Heading into Whole Cake Island, we knew exactly what we were getting into, and people like the Strats were taking it serious. Like, we're here to save Sanji. You know, this is a rescue arc. We're in a Yonko's territory. We should be serious. And that's the exact opposite of what's going on in Wano. And they didn't come here just to get in and get out. They came here to beat Kaido and take this from him.
Yeah. So
but it's weird because like I don't know if it's good or bad yet. I think it depends on how Oda handles it. But it is kind of odd that you have like someone like Zoro, who basically is doing the exact opposite of what he told Luffy in like was it in Zo?
Yeah.
About taking things super seriously, because you'd think out of all people, Zoro, the person who's kind of chastising Luffy for this kind of goofing around, would have been more like on the ball as soon as Luffy got here. Like, you know, we don't have time to do these things and run around and attack Kaido's people.
Well, wait, hold on. I mean,
what's up?
Why do you think he wasn't acting seriously though?
Well, I'm not saying he's not acting seriously. I'm saying he's acting somewhat contradictory to how he felt during Zo.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's not acting seriously at all. Like,
are you sure?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what like would get to where he's not acting seriously.
Not acting. I never say he wasn't acting. I said acting contradictory to how he felt.
Yeah, it wasn't how he felt. Just that he. Like,
well, how he felt is like we're getting in a war. You have to take things seriously. You can't go to and divide our forces. But as soon as they kind of get to Wano, his priority isn't, you know, combining the forces once again. But he's just kind of like being happy with Luffy.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, are you kind of like referring to him getting caught or whatever? Is that like what you're referring to?
No. I'm just referring to like them not prioritizing what they came here to do.
Yeah. I mean, he found Luffy, and then like he instantly like
Luffy, they messed around, and now they're going into one of Kaido's territories with like the intention.
No, they didn't mess around.
Mess around in the fact that they're not.
They meant to go save what's her name, and then they talked to the people for a little bit, and now they have to go save her again.
The consequence of doing that could be counterintuitive to what you came here to do. Because like
I mean, I guess, but at the same time,
Zoro said is like, you know, we can't do anything until Luffy gets here. Then we have to figure out what to do. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying it's like it's bad or whatever. It's just kind of like odd because like the atmosphere, I don't really know what to think. Like, what is it?
Yeah. I mean, well,
it's like an adventure, right?
I mean, that's what it's turning into, where they're going to explore. They're going to touch on every village in Wano. It seems like they're going to go around and they're going to basically figure shit out in Wano. The thing is, I think Wano is going to be a slow build, man. Like, they're going to jump around from different perspectives. That's why the Straw Hats were separated from the beginning, which I didn't like at all. I liked them being together again after not being together for so long. But they're gonna jump around. Like we saw a bit of Laws and Beppo's and those guys' perspective right now with Zoro. I expect to jump to the others eventually, and then they come together, and then we get introduced to new characters. But I think the problem still remains where it's a lot of uninteresting stuff based on the expectation. Because I don't know if you guys remember during Whole Cake, the thing that a lot of people were saying was like, yo, forget Whole Cake, let's go to Wano. That's what people kept saying. Every chapter. Forget Whole Cake. I think Froob was
that was me.
That was Froob saying, yo, let's go to Wano, yo. And now we're at Wano, we're kind of underwhelmed. And this is because we're coming off of the Reverie. And
I mean, I don't know. I might be like a complete like fucking like anime fanboy, but like I'm just excited at the chapters just because like the whole like Japanese theme and everything like that. Like just that part of it, I'm enjoying it just for that reason, simply just because like the atmosphere of everything.
I'm enjoying Wano. I think every chapter they've been okay. It's been okay. And the thing is, I don't know. People expected amazing shit right off the jump. Which I was like, yo, like that's not realistic. And again, coming off like the reveal again of Reverie with Im-sama, and all the hype that happened over there. You had the Rocks Pirates, you had multiple theories that people made, like the Kaido, all this shit. And then we come here and we're dealing with Okiku and her cutting off the fucking top knot of the sumo wrestler.
Hiroshima.
Right? And it doesn't compare at all. It literally doesn't compare.
It's kind of weird that people were comparing Wano to like Reverie, but if you want to slice it down to half of Reverie was basically chapters similar to what we've been getting in Wano, because it's not like Reverie started off with a bang whatsoever.
Beginning of Reverie,
there was kind of like 3 build-up chapters, right? Until we got like that 3 chapters of fire after fire after fire.
Well, the thing is, I look at Reverie, the beginning of Reverie, basically the 903. That's how I like kind of gauge the beginning of it. Was like that set it off with like the bounty.
I mean, I think every chapter, like after, like like the one chapter, I forget what chapter it was, but the one like it had officially ended. Every chapter after that was good.
After 903 with the bounty reveal.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say this, as far as everybody's expectations and things like that. What arc in One Piece hasn't started off slow and gradually gets better and better and better as it goes on?
I agree 100%. That's what I've been saying. Like, if you guys are like, that's what I tried to bring up the point at the beginning of the One Piece, or at the beginning of the discussion. It's like, you guys know what you're getting into when it's One Piece. Like, you guys shouldn't be like complaining about slow starts an arc. Like, even if like if I forget who I was talking to. I think it was someone in Discord. I asked him like, what are your favorite arcs? And he said like Skypiea, and I'm like, okay, the first like 10 chapters of Skypiea, nothing really happened whatsoever. Like they were like fucking shopping at Walmart and Sky Clouds or something like like nothing was going on.
Walmart is hilarious. Skypiea was not a arc that started off with a bang.
Or even Thriller Bark, like that.
No arc really starts. I mean, Zoe had a start in which they showed what was happening, then they kind of went back. So Zoe was kind of like different and weird in a way. That's why a lot of people prefer Zoe over a lot of arcs.
A lot of like the smaller arcs, like Sabaody, Zoe, and Marineford are like the 3 that like stand out as like the really good like short arcs.
Even Sabaody had the whole shit with Duval, which was kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just like every arc had its slow moments, which I'm kind of like, yo, we should be used to this. I don't know if people are getting like One Piece fatigue because we're over 900 chapters in, but
that's the thing. Like that's like the whole thing with like Dustin and like his whole thing with like My Hero Academia. I think like people, like if you're reading like 6 different mangas at the same time, like you like read like if like one manga is like in the middle of like a really hype arc and then like another one's just starting the arc, you might be like, oh, this is just boring compared to this, like, just because they're at different points in the story.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure, because My Hero, where it is right now, I mean, My Hero, like it's the progression of the story is on a different level with One Piece, where it's really fast, right? Where My Hero, it goes. Where One Piece, it kind of it builds. And if you're reading My Hero and things that happens in My Hero, and you're reading One Piece, I mean, as a week-to-week reader, you're probably going to enjoy My Hero if that's your thing. But I feel like with One Piece, it's not even comparing My Hero to One Piece is kind of crazy because One Piece again is 900 chapters in, and My Hero is what 180 something, 190, I think. So it's just like it's a huge difference as far as chapters. With One Piece, you had time to analyze, and you know a lot of the flaws of One Piece. Where My Hero is still being fleshed out. So I don't really like to compare the two, but I understand why people would do so. But again, I think Wano has been fine. But if we go through the comments of all the videos, we see them. We see people saying, "Oh, this is trash. Oda needs to do better. Oda needs to wrap it up." I'm like, really? How many chapters of Wano has it been? What, 5 chapters?
I don't even know when I started. To be honest, I haven't been keeping track. It's only been like 6, maybe.
It couldn't have been more than 6. So it's just like
909, I believe.
909. All right, that's like what was it? 915 was something like 6.
It's
6.
Like that's crazy. It's really crazy. And again, it goes back to expectation.
Well, a lot of it's kind of like
that's the thing.
Froob, like you brought up a good point of like where the stories are, because the expectations like how people judge things gets increased whenever Yonko get involved, and this has been the case since like Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
Where it's like if this was an arc that didn't have someone in the series that people just like were obsessed with to almost a religious standpoint, it'd probably be viewed differently as well.
Where I think Oda did a good thing at the beginning of Wano, where he gave us Drake information, right? Tell us about Drake, who he joined a year ago. Then he showed us Hawkins. Hawkins is a headliner. Hawkins is working for Kaido. After that had been a question for the longest. And he's given us things to kind of think about and ponder, where the only way this could have been usurped is probably by showing another calamity off rip. Like
something like that, yeah.
Because how many chapters into Whole Cake did we get Cracker?
It was a while.
It took a minute,
really?
Right?
I felt like it was like, I mean,
probably like 12 or 15 chapters. At least.
I was about to say,
I'll go check real quick, actually.
Yeah, because we infiltrated, then we went the whole pudding thing, then we went through Seducing Woods, then we got Cracker. So I'd say probably 10, 12, 15 chapters before we got Cracker. Where the thing is, I don't want to judge it on the same scale because we don't know how long Wano's going to be. As far as Dressrosa, I'm trying to remember like Dressrosa, the beginning of it. The beginning
like 12
of 12
chapters in.
Yeah, 12 chapters in, right? The beginning of Dressrosa, the thing that hyped it up was we got I think that was chapter 700, where that was an amazing chapter as far as we got the mirror. We found out that Dofi had the mirror no Mi. And then things kind of escalated from there, where the beginning of Dressrosa I really enjoyed. Then, of course, we had its slow moments. And I think with Wano, if Oda shows a calamity now, but then goes away from the calamity, are we not going to just end right back up where we are now?
Well, the thing is like, I thought that the whole exchange between Hawkins and Zoro was like cool, but a lot of people hated it because they're like, "Oh wow, we get another clash," but like, I didn't really think about it like that. I just enjoyed it in general.
I was okay with it. It was cool to me, but it was kind of like okay, all right. You know what I mean? It was nothing to kind of.
I mean, it wasn't like insane, but at the same time, like I was never expecting like Hawkins and Zoro to go full out at each other within the first 4 chapters of the arc.
And I think that's kind of my issue a little bit. Where at the beginning of One Piece and where we saw like little clashes and people like, get into it, but it really didn't go anywhere. I thought as the story progressed, that would kind of improve. We would see a lot more of these like clashes kind of play out. Where I thought in the New World things were kind of changing because in Fishman Island that we got a lot of those fights, and then on Punk Hazard, it seemed like a lot of the clashes they kind of went somewhere, right? Like we had like it threw me off when we actually had a Law and Smoker fight. It was like, whoa, they really went there. That was dope. They're like, oh wow, they really went there. Then we got the Smoker and Virgo. Whoa, they really went there. Then it was like, all right, maybe Oda's changing how things are being done. Then we got to Dressrosa. Then he kind of showed us fights we didn't really care about. And I was like, all right. I don't know. Then I'm like, man, what do I want here? Because we got Mock Vice going crazy. I don't
Mock Vice did, yeah.
I don't care about Mock Vice. I know a lot of people hyped up the Senor Pink and Frankie fight, which I enjoyed. Then we got what's the name? Kiros and Diamante, which is like, all right, a lot really underwhelming. They had the Zoro and Pika hide and seek. Then the Luffy and Doflamingo fight was kind of botched. So I was like, I can't really expect to get fights from One Piece. That's not what I'm going to be getting here because they're not that great. They're okay, but they're just not that great. After Dressrosa went to Zoe, we didn't get any fights on Zoe, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with fights in One Piece is, like, you can't expect, or...
That's not
I mean,
what
actually you can, but to me, I'm not going to expect, like...
I used to.
Dragon Ball Z fights where it's, like, you know, like, just, like, some crazy shit where, like, they're both going all out, or, like, Hunter x Hunter fights where there's, like, strategy and shit in it and stuff like that. It's...
I guess I used to want that. I used to expect that because there's some gems in One Piece, but then it just, like, other fights, it's just not as good. Like, we get a lot of clashes. Like, if we go back to Whole Cake, we got a lot of clashes. And they, like, you remember the chapter with Pedro and Oven? And it was, like, Sanji and Daifuku? And then all of a sudden, next chapter, they're nowhere near each other. It was like, yo, what happened?
That's also what happened. You remember? It was like when they're on the sea when like Daifuku went like got huge and Sanji blocked him. And then the next chapter, Daifuku was like back on the ship doing nothing.
I was like, what happened, dude? It was just like I got a little hype for the Daifuku Sanji thing. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then and the Pedro Oven thing. Then all of a sudden, I see Pedro Capone and Jinbei going after Katakuri. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? How did he get away from Oven that fast? Whereas, like, I'm just kind of at the point where I'm not expecting amazing fights unless it's a Luffy fight at the end, right? Where we're going to really get Luffy or Zoro.
Another thing is, I really think that's going to change this arc. I mean, you can make me eat my words, I guess, but I think that all the Straw Hats, or most of them, are going to get good fights this arc.
Good fights?
I think Oda,
I hope so,
may give Sanji a fight just because he's going to give Zoro one. And because right now Sanji's at 330. Like,
the thing is like he has really no choice because like if there's any arc that he's gonna give people fights, it's gonna be this one.
It has to be. There's no reason not to. If it's an actual war arc, there's no excuse then.
Yeah, because like the thing is like you gotta remember, even though I'm not giving this as an excuse to Whole Cake Island, I knew that going into it that there weren't gonna be any fights because like there wasn't like a. Most of the arc was pretty much like a sense of urgency. Like, we got to get the fuck out.
Yeah, the mission was infiltration and like basically.
Yeah, so like,
it's just you were sneaking in, right? But I threw that all out the window after Cracker.
Somehow Oda managed to fucking like get Luffy in a fight with Katakuri by like making some weird plot point where they're both like trapped in a different dimension for 12 hours. But outside of that, like, you know, they were pretty much running away the entire time. Like, there's no way that anyone's going to get a full fight.
The thing is with Luffy, though, I knew it was going to happen eventually. Or Luffy was going to mess something up where they were going to have to fight, right? Yeah. Because that's just how Luffy is. So after the Cracker fight, I was like, okay, this is where we are now. Where I didn't expect them to take down Big Mom, but I expect them to like be in some small fights where they have to fight their way out of it. I mean, it definitely went to a place where I didn't expect where Luffy fought a right-hand man. And the result is, it is what it is. But I don't know, at this point, like, I don't hate Whole Cake as much as everyone else. I realize that. Like, people legitimately are like, yo, I'm never going to go back and read Whole Cake. I don't care about Whole Cake. I'm done with Whole Cake. Where I don't really feel that way about Whole Cake.
I don't like that myself, to be honest. I mean, I don't really hate it, but I don't.
It's things I don't like about Whole Cake, but it's things that I do like, for sure, about it. So, I guess it is what it is at this point. We just gotta let it play out. The breaks definitely aren't helping. I think we got a bunch of breaks in the past. Like,
yeah, dude. Can you imagine if there was no breaks? Like, dude, we would literally be like an entire 50 chapters ahead or something.
I think more than 50, right?
Oh yeah,
already One Piece. It would be a couple hundred, probably.
Really, that many?
Oh man, for 20.
What? It's like there's 36 chapters a year.
He only started doing breaks like recently.
There have always been breaks, though.
Oh.
If it's no breaks, we'd probably be out of Wano. I don't know. Depends on
I heard he didn't really do breaks until like after time skip.
Oda started taking breaks when he started. He's like, nah, I'm just shit now. What y'all gonna tell me? What y'all gonna kick me off? Nah, B, I'm gonna take my breaks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand it, but it's tough it's tough reading through One Piece when you come off break and you get an uninteresting chapter. Like that's hard.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's the thing. Like I remember there was I was watching like an interview with like the person who made Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Vince Gilligan, I think his name is, and he was talking about like how he likes making the story slow in general. So like at the end of the season finale, it's fucking nuts because like you're like used to like not having much go on, and then you get like a big like fucking like reveal or like some crazy shit that happens. So like that's kind of like how Oda does it too. Like he pretty much has nothing go on for like 30, 40 chapters, and then some crazy shit happens, and it makes it like that much better.
I think that works sometimes, right? But I think it's more efficient, and it's a better payoff when things are good throughout, but then they're amazing at the end. But recently for One Piece, things have been okay throughout, and the ending they've been good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
Like Dressrosa, the ending, it was like, okay, like if you love Luffy, like a lot of us love Luffy, but I didn't really enjoy the Dressrosa ending. It was just like, okay, all right, like I kind of felt cheated a little bit. But
which part of it?
With the Dofi versus Luffy. But I'm like, this isn't the payoff I expected. This isn't the payoff I wanted. Where it's like a lot of factors there. It's just like, all right, then Gats got involved. The people got. It was like, what?
Gats.
Lucy. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? We didn't give me the payoff I wanted. Zoe was great. Zoe was really good. Amazing. Where we had the Raizo is safe reveal. That was amazing. Before Dressrosa was Punk Hazard. I guess the ending of that you can say is the law. The gears changing. That was really good. But then we got the Aokiji reveal at the end of that as well. So the end of Punk Hazard was really good. I don't know. At the end of Whole Cake, I think that was botched. That wasn't handled well. So the endings haven't really lived up, and it hasn't paid off based on the slow buildup. Like the end of Enies Lobby was fantastic.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like that's the one thing that I've always had criticism for, like recently with Oda, is that his endings are so fucking like they're like drawn out, and they're just like
it's not as hype as they once were, I guess.
Y'all are kind of bugging, but
what do you mean?
I said y'all are kind of bugging.
And he said, what do you
mean? Hang on.
He's going to sleep.
Yeah. I think the TV in the background. I think there's someone behind him, so he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he does want to.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think about the endings, Drizzt? Like, how do you think about the last 3 or 4 arcs?
What am I comparing them to?
Each other.
Well,
like,
I mean,
like go back, like compare them to Zoe, to the ending of like Dressrosa and Whole Cake and Punk Hazard. What do you think about the climax of these arcs?
It's kind of hard to do. I mean, because I feel like if you're inherently comparing the post time skip, you compare it to something in the pre time skip, and for me, it's a completely different series. Comparing pre time skip with the post time skip.
Facts.
Like I don't consider them to be similar at all.
Big facts.
Okay.
But if I'm just comparing post time skip, it's like I don't know if you can throw away the context of the like pre. I don't think they're amazing. I'll say that.
Right.
But I'm not necessarily the most nice person to post time skip anyway.
But I think Zoe was really good. I really enjoyed Zoe.
Nah, I was listening to y'all and what y'all were saying about like people's expectations and things like that, and I just want to touch on this. The casuals have really killed One Piece. Like, and what I mean by the casuals, the people that just want to see fights and the people that just want to see action and just want to see big reveals. And then, everybody was complaining about Whole Cake Island because they're like, they expected a Yonko to go down. And I'm just like, dude, if you really are if you've ever like read a series before, or like just a shonen series, then you know that Big Mom is not going down this arc. It just physically doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had that little bandwagon going on for a minute, and I think what really is killing like the mood of One Piece, like throughout the community, is the casuals that just expect all of these crazy things to happen. Like, yeah, we get crazy things in One Piece, but they're not like it's not gonna be when you want it to happen. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna unfold and unravel, and then you're met with it. But like, I don't know. People expect like Zoe to be every arc. And it's like, look at how long we took to get to Zoe. You set up the poneglyphs during what, Alabasta, and then we don't get information about the poneglyphs, or who made them, who did what, who carved them, what's actually on them, until the Zoe arc comes around, and that's like 700 chapters deep, or after the fact of Alabasta. So I don't know. I just like the casuals really are just messing up One Piece to me.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Where if they're not super invested as we are, and I'm at this point, I think the casuals are the majority.
Yeah, it is because they came, or they're the loudest.
They're the loudest, and they're kind of migrating from Naruto, Bleach,
all of that stuff. Exactly.
So
yes,
if you're migrating from Naruto off rip, like you're not gonna love One Piece the way like we do, just because Naruto is just a totally different vibe, right? Like we said all the time, Naruto got some of the best fights in anime, and like you come over to One Piece, it's not really that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a good comparison.
I just want to like, I don't believe what I'm about to say, but it's kind of like, what do you think the age group of the people coming over that are casuals is?
I think this should be around our age at this point, right?
17 to 24.
Yeah.
17 to 24.
Yeah.
17, or let's just say 17 to 25.
Do you think it's necessarily bad the way they're interpreting the series?
Yes.
I think
like is that on them?
Yes.
Entirely?
Yes.
I don't think Oda writes for that, because he's not writing, as he's basically alluded to in his interview, he's not writing for people who necessarily care that much about the series.
That's what he says, right? But I think it's like you have to write for people that care about the series 900 chapters in.
I mean, he's not writing for casuals.
Because like, it's kind of like if
you're honest, is he really?
If you're a casual, Drizzt, and you caught up to One Piece, you did not pay attention to a lot of shit. Like you just
for sure.
You fucking sped through some shit. You probably skipped a lot of shit. You probably you watch the episodes of and then jump to the time skip. You know what I'm saying? People told you that.
What I think of casual is it's like me whenever I go to other series where it's like I'll just skim through a chapter as fast as possible to get to the next chapter.
Exactly.
And then like it's kind of like taking like the surface off of something. Like, okay, I got it.
Right.
See, that's the thing too. Another thing, right, is like what's really bad with One Piece right now, and this has been the case for the longest. Is that people are just trying to catch up to One Piece because they hear all these great things about it, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I got all these chapters, I got all these episodes that I gotta watch." So what they do is they just go marathon and just try to catch up,
and that is daunting. Like, that is a lot to catch up to, and
exactly
you're gonna miss a lot of shit, right?
Exactly, but that's why I tell people, dude. Think of One Piece like when you read One Piece, read it as if it's the series. It's just an adventure. Just enjoy it. Just read it at your pace. Don't feel the need to catch up so that you can talk about it with other people. Because yes, you can talk about the series for hours on end, but you have to be able to at least retain the knowledge that the series gives you to do so.
Right. Right. I mean,
you can't just say, "Oh yeah, bro, I just caught up to One Piece. Let me get in one of those discussions." No, bro, because
yeah.
it's not going to be the same. Like it's not going to flow.
Yeah, it's small things you gotta capture. Sometimes you gotta go back and reread after 900 chapters, and it's just like, if you're just catching up again, you're gonna skim through. You're not gonna care about the series as much, and if you're migrating from another typical shonen series, it's not gonna hit you the same way as like if you're going from Naruto to Hunter x Hunter, where you're like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. Where I think that's what's happening now, and again, those people are the loudest, and I mean, I guess to what Drizzt is saying is it their fault? I guess in a way, yes and no, because I guess as an author, you have to think about things like this, right? Where you're appealing to, of course, your core audience, but you have to think about sometimes the casuals. Where I feel like the anime does that a bit more, where they appeal to the casuals, where they add on a lot of shit that's kind of, as far as aesthetics, a lot more pleasing. Where I don't know, I don't think Oda is gonna change because he's been so successful being the way he is. Where I don't see One Piece changing in any way at this point. I think if we're here, we're in it for the long haul, and it is what it is. And I don't know, it's like it's been just a negative feel around One Piece the past, like ever since Wano started and the referee ended. Shit, ever since Whole Cake, I guess since the cake fell in Whole Cake Island, it's just been this like a bunch of negativity. And I know we've said negative things about Whole Cake or about One Piece, but I think it's clear that the negative things we've said is because we care so much about it that some of the shit was just bad. And at this point, I don't think anybody here is saying that Wano is bad, but we're all in agreement that it is just okay.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like that's another problem with One Piece right now is that I agree to the thing to where like you shouldn't like care about fights like a crazy extent where like oh you just like want like the next big fight in One Piece like Matt was saying like you just gotta enjoy it for what it is. Like in Whole Cake, like the story wasn't like that good either. Like there was a bunch of like, in my opinion, terrible shit that happened in that story to the point where I couldn't just enjoy the story for what it was. And on top of that, the fights were like, eh. It's like,
yeah,
that's why I didn't personally like it.
Yeah. Again, the fights are not, they're not gonna reference a One Piece fight as far as like yo. When you think about anime, where are the fights that come to mind? Maybe some as far as emotionally, the Luffy and Rob Lucci. That's about it. After that, it's not really anything. But I guess we should like as far as this new chapter. Is there anything about this new chapter you guys want to talk about?
Let me go through it real quick.
Right.
Oh yeah.
The cover page.
Let me go get the Viz actually really quick because I wasn't interested.
Worth
like,
about?
I was interested when we first talked about what that dude said about Zoro. I want to see what like the official translation is.
Yeah, so of course the cover page is Bellamy, Saga of the Self-Proclaimed Straw Hat Fleet, Volume 43 bonus story. No more pirating. Bellamy is now a master dyer, which is kind of weird. Bellamy's quit being a pirate. I don't know. It seemed like that had been his goal for a long time. Of course, following Doflamingo was a part of it. It seems like it's a sentimental way of Bellamy finding himself, which I don't expect this to last at all. Where Bellamy's,
you kind of guaranteed it's not.
Yeah.
What's kind of ironic because he's like, I don't know what the hell he's actually doing. Painting something like you're painting the flag, I guess, but he's painting a pirate flag.
Right.
I think what he was doing is he was like painting over it, but I don't know.
A master dyer. Like I said, after that we got some slice of life shit, right? Where we got what's his name? Is it the sumo wrestler?
Hiroshima, thick neck Sama.
I don't know why Urameshi keeps coming to my mind.
Urameshi.
Character Urameshi.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hiroshima, his thoughts about Kiku. I guess the thing that people are talking about in Discord, of course. Zoro's aura. It says, but then in the Viz, it says that Ronin's strange intensity drove me off. So
yeah, I don't know.
It's not an
definitely
aura.
Not as like. It's definitely it's definitely not as ominous as it was.
Right, right.
But it's still interesting to me.
The thing is,
cut off the part of the dialogue where Hiroshima said, "If you open that other eye."
Right, that got cut off. But the thing is, that's how Zoro is in general, right? Like every time Zoro has this presence about him that a lot of people, it's like you have to respect it. And we've seen that in several arcs where Oda goes out of his way to let you know what others are thinking about Zoro. And
I don't know. It was just weird to me. Like I said in the thing, like why did he point out Zoro but not anything about Luffy? I don't know. It was just weird.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like a trend. It has been like the past 3 chapters where there's been at least one instance of like Zoro wink.
Yeah. It happens every arc.
It's been this entire arc, every single chapter that we've seen.
Has it been every single one since he's been introduced?
But it's been every much. But I think it's been every arc since every arc for Zoro. But every arc since Zoro's been in the story. There's one person that mentioned something about Zoro being different. Like it happens every time. Dressrosa, Fujitora, we talk about it. Whiskey Pete, they talk about Zoro. Thought he was the captain. Sabaody, they thought he was the captain. It's just like, what they say, Sabaody, like if the captain has somebody like that following, that says a lot about the captain. Which is like that's just
and the same thing in Enies Lobby.
It just happens over and over. Like that's just So this is just status quo. I think.
People desperately want to hear that Ashra though. Just like, yes, please.
I think Oda knows this, right? Where he knows what we want, and he's going to play into it as much as possible till it's time. I can't think of a better time than this arc. If it doesn't happen this arc, then I don't care about it anymore. Like if we don't see Ashra this arc and something about Zoro's eye this arc, I literally don't care about it.
I mean, there's that, but you can also expand that. If I don't see every single Straw Hat's 100%. Oh my god, I don't care about them anymore.
Nope. As far as their powers, I'm just like
I'm just gonna say I don't whatever, dude.
It is whatever. Like because if you go to take down a Yonko and you're fighting someone,
I mean, yo, don't y'all think we've gotten them like at full power thus far?
Hell no.
Who do you think we've seen at full power?
Zoro and Sanji have not gone full power.
Well, not those two.
Maybe Luffy. Maybe Luffy for sure. Luffy for sure.
Yeah, Luffy. So everybody except for Luffy. I mean, for Zoro and Sanji.
Who else has gone full power?
Has Chopper gone full power?
Chopper showed off his like new
Chopper
monster
hasn't
point.
Had a fight.
He blocked Big Mom that people were so mad about. Remember that? That was a fucking outrage in the community at that point when he blocked Big Mom's.
That was accumulation of people getting mad at the treatment of a Yonko for an entire arc. So
oh my god, people got so mad at that. But yeah, I mean, I think mainly we're talking about Zoro and Sanji as far as them going all out.
I'm talking about like everyone.
I mean,
like if I don't see Robin do something,
Robin as well. Yep, Robin
is never gonna do anything. Drizzt, when was the last time Robin had a fight?
Skypiea.
Exactly.
That's not good.
Give it up.
No, I just can't, man. Matt, please.
It's not, dude. You want to know where Robin is gonna get her shine?
She's probably gonna have someone out of her breast or something. I don't know.
No, whenever she
come out of her breast.
Whenever she reads the poneglyphs, that's when she's gonna get her shine.
I don't care, dude.
Whenever she's reading the poneglyphs, and that's it.
That's such bullshit, though, Matt. You know it.
I don't know, dude, Matt. Like Oda was able to include a fight with her finding the poneglyphs and like on her search for that in Skypiea. The same should be able to be held with her.
Yes, but he hasn't done it since then.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, this is like the question, like. If I don't see it in this arc, then I'm just gonna give up. But I'll finally give up.
You should have given up like 3 arcs ago.
I'm persistent, man.
I think mostly I'm talking about Zoro and Sanji. Mostly Zoro, because it's been a tease.
Come on, we know that we're gonna see Zoro go all out in this arc.
Hey, bro, listen. I thought with Luffy, we saw him go all out several times, but then it's like.
I don't think so.
When? Before this point, you really thought you saw Luffy go all out, even with Don Flamingo?
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't think so.
Wait, you thought he had more than that?
Yeah. There's no
right
point.
I still no. I'm dead. I'm not trolling at
Where,
all.
like, how?
Definitely had more.
What indication?
Luffy had to sleep for 7 days after the Doflamingo fight.
No. But what we're saying is like, okay, well, this is what I think Matt's trying to say. This is what I'm saying.
All right.
So like, if you had Luffy go out, there was no reason to hide anything from all of his abilities. Like, where did Tank Man come from? Where did Snake? Did he have that always? Did he not have that always?
I mean, let's just refer back to Bound Man, right? Whenever Bound Man first happened, I was like, yo, he probably has more forms of that. And because I'm like, why was there emphasis on Bound Man? I think everybody even said that. So I mean, that right there in and of itself, like, is showing, oh, Luffy still probably has some more stuff like up his sleeve. We just haven't seen it yet.
Right. No, I hear you. As far as like he has other forms, but I feel like this was probably the best form he had.
But
right?
Like, I don't know. Like, that's like, there's no way to clarify that though.
What do you mean?
There's no way
Luffy's best form
to assume it's like, yeah, he went Bound Man because that's the best form he thought would work against Doflamingo.
Yeah, I just think.
You can definitely like assume that, like
you can't assume that at all.
The entire town was about to be fucking destroyed if he didn't beat Doflamingo right there, and he was getting absolutely shit on before that.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because there was still like a 30 minutes after that, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, expound upon that. You said it's 30 minutes.
What I'm trying to say is like, oh, you want Froob to expand upon it?
No, I was saying what you're saying, Drizzt.
No, I'm saying it's like you saying Luffy was on a time limit, but like it wouldn't have mattered whatever the form he went because Oda would have interrupted the fight, whatever form he went, to expand the fight. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
it's not like, I went Bound Man to end it quickly.
Yeah,
but like there's no way to confirm that.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but you would assume that Bound Man was the, I guess,
like the only way you could say that is if Luffy could like change while in Gear 4th, like back and forth between the forms, and like the first two forms didn't work, and he's like, okay, I gotta use this one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for a shonen, you have to always assume that the main character has something else, right? You always have to assume that. I guess seeing Luffy pull out new shit versus Katakuri, of course, it comes with the flashbacks, and as far as like hockey blooming and shit like that, it was just like, okay.
It wasn't even just with Katakuri though; it was with Cracker too.
What?
Yeah, okay, listen, man. Even if we want to say he didn't go all out, he tried fucking hard as shit, and he almost went completely all out. Because even the shit we saw against Cracker and Katakuri, it's not like his new forms like were like anything crazy.
It wasn't much different.
Yeah.
Like the difference between Bound Man and Snake Man, it seems like it's just Culverin being faster, essentially. And as far as the use of observation hockey, I'm not sure as far as how that works. But
okay, let me clear this up. Go ahead. I definitely think that Luffy. I definitely think that Luffy went all out against Dofi,
right?
But he had more to show after. Just like now, he just went all out against Katakuri, but he still has more to show. I'm pretty sure Luffy has another gear. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a time when Luffy can go between each form of Gear 4th while he's actually in Gear 4th.
Yeah.
And not just, we just see it like sporadically, or just whenever he wants to use a Snake Man, whatever.
I know Oda has come out and talked about the whole Luffy needing help versus Dofi, but as far as illustrating the difference between the arcs, in which in one arc Luffy runs out of Gear 4th and he has to be carried around, in the other arc he runs out of Gear 4th and he's legitimately running away from a right hand commander, which I think in some ways showing the progression of like.
Yeah, showing his progression. Right? I mean, he uses it and he gets stronger.
He gets better using
it,
yeah. Right? Whereas like, I think he has to kind of go all out to improve it, but it's kind of like echoed by hockey blooming, right? Whereas like in these situations, once you go all out, it's like you improve essentially. So I mean, it's like versus Dofi, of course, like the other forms thing. You thought about that. But the other forms, I thought they would be more so situational rather than stronger than.
Well, that's what you can think, but like, here's the thing, right? I agree with you if I use my headcanon, but it's not obvious what the answer is.
At this point, no.
We have to interpret something without Oda telling us what the hell we're supposed to interpret.
At this point, after Snake Man, The thing is, it's like when he first used Snake Man before we saw what it could do, I assumed that Snake Man was situational, right? And he had to use Snake Man to compete with Katakuri. That's how it seemed.
I agree.
And then
kind of hard to say because whenever Luffy used it, it seemed like he actually forgot he had the ability,
which is weird. Which
is stupid.
it's like, okay, we had the really flashback. It's like, oh, I could use that. Where it's like, okay, if you use Snake Man earlier in the fight, is it changing much? I don't think so. I think everything that happened in the Katakuri fight was absolutely necessary for Snake Man to be effective. But of course, again, that's headcanon because we don't know based on how everything kind of played out, which that in itself is a problem. But yeah, I guess going back to it, you could have assumed that Luffy had more to show, but with Zoro, we 100% know there's more to show. Like 100%.
Yeah,
agreed.
Like there's no doubt.
There's no doubt. All. With Sanji, there's 100%. We know there's more to show.
Zoro still hasn't tried like this whole the whole new world. Like, dude, he's been like just having fun. It's all for fun. There's like not one single effort bone has been lifted. In my personal opinion.
Let me think. The most
was Pika.
Pika, right?
Pika, yeah. I mean, look at freaking what's her name? What he did to Monet. Like, bruh, that was
ill.
That was disgusting what he did. Like, but it was just effortless. Like, bro, it was a one sword style technique, bro.
Well, he just cut her cheek.
No, bro, he cut her in half.
No. What I'm saying is, the cut on the cheek was the indicator that I can cut you, right? Whereas like I can kill you if I wanted to, and I think off of that, like that kind of shook her. Where it's like, wait, what? He just like it's kind of he let out a bit of killing intent, and that shook her core. Where it's like she froze. Where again, it was effortless. And I think those are the moments we love Zoro for. And then I guess it's hard when you compare it to Sanji, which I hate doing that now, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Dude, these comment sections, you're going to.
Like, I hate doing that now.
Why do we have to talk about Zoro and bring up Sanji? My dick's soft. God damn it.
Matt, how do you feel about that? Do you think Sanji has to come up in these conversations?
What do you mean? Like, I don't understand what, like, I guess I'm just out of the loop on this.
I think
like,
so.
What is, I mean, but I stopped paying attention to people in the comment sections a long time ago.
Where the thing is, like, we talk about Zoro, right? And we had the conversation with Zoro versus Hawkins, right? And we had Zoro getting hit by nails, and a lot of the Sanji hive came out the woodwork was like, yo, Zoro took an L off it, right? And then the Zoro fans kind of started damage controlling before Sanji fans said anything. Where it's like, yo, that's not an L. Zoro killed Hawkins twice. It was like, yo, no one asked anything. No one really asked anything. No one asked anything. Then the Sanji fans came out, oh, but if Sanji had gotten hit by a nail, y'all niggas would have said L. And that kind of spiraled out of control with the past few chapters. It's been a hot debate or heated debate in the comment section over Zoro versus Sanji again.
Okay. As far as this Zoro versus Sanji thing goes, people just need to learn to be fair sports. How many people like Sanji was the laughing stock of Whole Cake. Out of Big Mom and Sanji, like I would definitely say that it's Sanji. Like everybody's like the year of Sanji, the year of L's, all of that stuff. So now, now that the wheel keeps turning and it's Zoro's turn to take it, like now people want to get in the feelings about it or blah 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 blah. Dude, it's the fandom. Like the same people that are complaining about the Zoro stuff were the same people that were saying Sanji took an L every single chapter during Whole Cake.
Yeah.
So As far as that, I mean, I really don't care, but I mean, Sanji's bounty is gonna go up after Wano and Zoro's is too. So
yeah, Zoro's gonna be slightly higher.
Yeah. Zoro's probably gonna go back to being higher than Sanji.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know though. Like it like, see, this is where Oda can like really just put an end to the whole like Zoro Sanji thing if he makes Sanji like actually have a fight and actually go all out.
I think he does. He's gonna have a fight, but the thing is, Zoro's gonna fight someone more prominent, and again, it's Wano. So as far as like a swordsman, he's probably gonna fight someone more prominent, and he's probably gonna get more hype. Sanji's gonna get a fight.
Okay, what if Sanji fights a Calamity and then Zoro fights the Shogun? Then what?
Well,
I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell,
right?
But like, I feel like we're gonna be able to know who's stronger. Just by,
it's gonna be significant enough for Zoro to have a higher bounty.
Like, okay, look, there's no way that like you know who's stronger now. Like, you really can't say who's stronger.
Really?
I can't. You can like, okay, what tells you that Zoro is stronger than Sanji? I mean, other than like headcanon. Like, I mean, I'm just asking a real question. Like,
no, I mean, I know, I agree to a certain extent. Like, we can't really tell because neither of them have gone all out or really like have really like fought someone to the point where we can like completely gauge where they're at.
Yeah,
you can't gauge their like you can't gauge their combat ability. All you can do is go based off of perception.
And feats, right?
And Zoro has like way better perception right now.
I mean, yeah, I would go with Zoro.
A lot more, a lot better portrayal on Zoro's end.
I'm being devil's advocate right now, essentially.
Right.
I think that Zoro's stronger, but also, like, I mean, if we're just being honest, there's no real way for us to be like, oh, okay, Zoro is definitely stronger.
I agree.
There's no way to say definitively, but there are context clues we can take and be like, yeah, I'm taking that guy. You know what I mean? Like, if I show someone tape from these two guys post time skip, more than likely everyone, like, say you don't watch the show, right? You don't watch the show. And I show you things from these two guys post time skip. 90% of people are taking Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I explain to you the people that they're going against. And I'm telling you,
I mean, people would take Zoro just based off the Pika thing. Like,
not knowing the Pika thing, Zoro, also the Fujitora thing.
What about the Fujitora thing?
Where Fujitora sends Zoro into a dark hole. Zoro not only gets out of the hole, but then sends Fujitora back.
Bro, he didn't send him back.
Yes, he did. He did.
Bro, I'm not doing this with you, Brago. No, he didn't.
What do you mean?
Bro, he didn't send him back. Like, dude, Fujitora. Okay. So
you're saying Fujitora blocked it without moving from his position?
Well, the thing is, like, this.
Dude, okay.
Did he not move from his position?
He blocked it, and he probably moved him back like an inch.
But he moved back.
Okay, but like this is pointless. Compare what happened like to Zoro and Sanji and Dressrosa. So Sanji pretty much protects the crew from Doflamingo.
Yeah.
And he pretty much gets like 2 shot, or he would have gotten 1 shot, but he got saved by Law. Zoro.
That would have happened to Zoro too.
Okay, no, but this is what I'm saying. Zoro gets knocked down by Fujitora, and he gets out by himself, and he pushes Fujitora back a bit. Like, you see, like, the difference there to where it's like.
Matt, I agree with you. That's happening. Yeah, that's happening to Zoro too versus Dofi. Just because
that's happening to Zoro too, bro. Sanji got paralyzed by a parasite string, and he couldn't move. Like, wait,
by a fucking gravity.
Wait.
He didn't get paralyzed clearly because he was able to move. Froob.
Wait. Matt, do you think Sanji's doing the same thing to Fujitora?
No, because he can't launch an attack.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No, he doesn't have a projectile attack to launch. Do I think that Sanji could get or could withstand Fujitora's gravity and get out of it? Yes, I do.
I don't think he could.
I think he could. I think he could.
See, that's
because remember, Sanji has operated under water pressure before.
This is the thing right here that kills me about these. This is the thing that kills me about the Zoro fans, right? The Zoro fans, they act like Zoro is just in a completely different league than Sanji. The same difference between Luffy and Zoro is the same difference between Zoro and Sanji. So, what?
I think it's more of a difference between Luffy and Zoro.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So there's probably more of a difference.
Yeah.
Is Zoro pushing Luffy to a extreme high diff fight?
Whatever Zoro does, Sanji can do.
Is Zoro pushing Luffy to an extreme high diff fight? Yes or no?
I say high diff.
High diff. So what about if Zoro and Sanji fight? Is it high diff or extreme high diff?
Or extreme high diff. Extreme high diff.
Okay then. So Froob, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you gotta factor in the skill sets. I don't think Sanji, what is Sanji gonna do to get out of that hole? What is Sanji gonna do to get out of the hole? He can't. He's not just gonna power through it.
He powered, bro, the same way that Zoro powered out of it. Sanji can power out of it.
I think,
no, but the way he got out of it is he sent a projectile at Fujitora to make him stop using the attack. If Fujitora kept putting that gravity down on someone, they're not getting out of it.
I think with Sanji, what about using Diablo Jambe and projecting kind of forcefully project himself out of the gravity? I think there's ways he could do it.
Bro, it's like if Zoro can get out of the gravity, Sanji can.
Is it a problem that
y'all just literally contention here? I don't even think that's what matters.
What matters?
I think to me, it's I agree. I think if Oda wrote them in situations, I think just the way he handles them is differently. Oda would never put Sanji in a situation that is similar to Zoro's. He just writes them differently as characters.
Yeah, because fundamentally they're different.
If Oda tried to write Zoro in the same situation that Sanji was with Dofi, it would happen differently.
Yeah.
It's not like I think a lot of Zoro. I just think Oda's biased towards Zoro.
He is.
Remember when Zoro attacked Dofi? I was like, oh shit, what is going to happen here? I was interested as hell to see what happens, and Fujitora comes and blocks it. I was like, ah. It's I wanted that. I wanted to see that matchup and just to see what would happen. And we never.
The same thing. Zoro would have got his ass mopped up.
He should have got fodderized.
Yeah.
He would have got his ass mopped up. If we're just being honest,
he would have. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah, I know people now are saying there was Discord saying that Zoro is stronger than Dofi. In a Discord.
That's wild, bro. That's wild.
Well, that's crazy. I think people were saying that in Discord. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Man, I'm not power scaling Zoro until I see the Ashura come out.
Dude, it's crazy.
Bro, just wait until Sanji.
Luffy.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't know how that's even possible.
We gotta entertain that.
We have some people that think Zoro is stronger than Luffy right now.
That's retarded.
Yeah, literally, I've come across people a few times, and I'm just I don't know how. It's probably a reason why they're the stupidest people I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's what Hook McAllen was. It was a training arc to get Luffy up to Zoro's level.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm not even going to touch that one. But yeah, the Zoro Sanji thing, I don't think this debate is going to end anytime soon, especially with them both being in Wano. We're going to...
Well, the thing is, the way I see it and the way I interpret Oda as a writer is that he's too much of a coward to actually say which one's stronger than the other. He's just going to keep playing the same game where it's what you will never be able to know.
I don't think it's more of a thing where he's a coward. I think it's
no, it is, because even in SPSs, he won't admit who won a fight.
Well, no, but that's the thing. It I don't want to say ruins the story, but
how does it ruin the story?
No. I'm trying to think of a good way to word it.
All right.
The Sanji fanboys would be pissed, right? Because in their head that Zoro and Sanji are completely equal. And if he had one definitive thing over even just say Sanji beats Zoro, all the Zoro fanboys are gonna be fucking pissed. The same way, other way around.
So, and
okay, but you're gonna ruin the story not ruin the story.
Ruin the story, but no, that just it reinforces the fact that he's a coward because he can't make a decision about it.
No, but he's gonna lose.
They're not gonna like it if I actually tell them the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that's
weak-willed.
Yeah, I think I understand both sides. Where Oda, it's sometimes you just gotta come out and say things, right? Where let's go back to Naruto real quick. Has Kishimoto ever said who's stronger between Sasuke and Naruto?
It was clear as day that Sasuke was stronger than Naruto until Naruto mastered Sage Mode. It Bruh, look at Naruto after the time skip. Look at Sasuke. He fought against 4 people at the same time, and Naruto was one of those people. He was strong, bro. He was way stronger than Naruto.
Well, here's the thing. No, right after the time skip, Sasuke was definitely stronger. Because I think Sasuke had more drive at that point. Like, he was driven, a lot more driven than Naruto, right? Where Naruto, he still had those googly eyes over Sasuke. Where it was like, I'm going to get stronger for Sasuke. Where Sasuke was like, I have to get stronger to beat my brother. It was.
I don't even think that it was that. I think what it was
just more conviction.
Jiraiya was trying to teach Naruto how to. Jiraiya was trying to teach Naruto how to master the nine-tailed fox and how not to let it control him. He couldn't focus with Naruto the way that Orochimaru was just putting all of these overpowered jutsus into Sasuke. And I mean, that's just what the difference was. Jiraiya had a different task at hand. If Jiraiya would have been able to teach Naruto all of these jutsus, all of this different stuff without having to worry about the nine-tailed fox, then we would be, after the time skip, we'd probably be talking about a whole different thing.
But the thing is, though, but without the nine-tailed fox, Naruto is not even close to fucking with Sasuke.
Oh, okay, but well,
so it's like taming a nine-tailed fox.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie, Brago. Because after Naruto got Sage Mode, Naruto was the strongest. Naruto was probably the strongest, like, from his class. From the point that he learned Sage Mode all the way until the end. Bro, he's stronger than everybody except Sasuke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, except Sasuke. But I'm saying, like, a lot of the Sage Mode, a lot of the chakra that Naruto uses is from the nine-tailed fox. A lot of the reserves of the nine-tailed fox.
Not in Sage Mode, bro.
But even so, he gets out.
He couldn't even use the nine-tailed fox in Sage Mode because the nine-tailed fox was interfering with the way that he was gathering natural chakra. Remember when the frogs? Oh yeah, I mean Brago did this.
No, I'm saying right versus Pain, he's not fucking with Sasuke. Like that Sage Mode is not fucking with Sasuke. Sasuke took on like every Kage and was fucking.
Wait. You said what?
Let's say that Naruto Sage Mode is not beating Sasuke, but we agree there, right?
Wait, it's not beating what Sasuke?
Sasuke at the same point.
Nah,
at the summit.
I don't agree with that.
He's beating Sasuke at the summit.
Yes.
Get out of here, bro.
No. Not beating, fighting on par. Yes, I don't think Sasuke could beat Naruto in Sage Mode at that point.
What? We'll talk about this another time. We'll talk about this another time.
I mean, bro.
At that point, Naruto had to like have the fucking Nine-Tails cloak to get around the right Kage, and Sasuke was already doing that.
He was doing what?
What do you mean?
Your mom, dude.
He was doing.
Sasuke took off.
Bro, Sasuke was not keeping up with the Raikage at all, bro. No. What?
Wait. So Sasuke versus Raikage, right? The man walked away with one arm, bro. The man walked away with one arm, man.
Okay. What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
He walked away.
I took your arm.
Okay, I get you, bro. So you don't think Naruto? Okay,
Naruto's not taking the Raikage's arm.
Naruto probably is not taking his arm, but he can inflict damage.
Naruto's not beating
the Raikage.
Naruto's not doing the same damage to the Raikage in Sage Mode versus Pain. Absolutely not.
How? Because he can't keep up with him.
Bro, fuck this Naruto shit.
One, he can't keep up with him. One, I don't think he had the damage output to do that.
Nigga, what? Oh God, Brago.
It's true.
Rasen Shuriken. Hello.
Rasen Shuriken. He had Rasen Shuriken at that point.
Yeah, Brago. Are you serious right now?
Wait. First of all, Rasen Shuriken. Rasen Shuriken is slow as fuck. By the way.
Oh my God.
That's if Naruto can't keep up with the Raikage, how is Rasen Shuriken hitting him?
Oh my God, Brago.
And you know that's facts.
We talking about One
That's
Piece,
facts.
bro.
You know that's facts.
No, this is Naruto now.
Yeah.
Can we talk about fucking Haikyuu?
I love Naruto. He said fucking Haikyuu. Froob is such a troll. Wait, Drizzt, did you get a chance to look back at the viz? Is anything else you guys want to touch on?
Nothing important.
Hold them. Matt, you read the chapter?
Maybe one or two things, maybe.
Go ahead, Drizzt.
Remember that I think Froob brought this up, right? Like the floating stuff?
Yeah.
So it was pointed out to me that from what I can tell, this is nothing important. It's just like how Oda every chapter has like something to like, oh, that's Japanese thing. This is actually something that they do. they like hang shrines from wires to make it look like it's floating.
Oh,
wait, what? Wait, say that again. Sorry,
So you know how like in all the Wano chapters, Oda's basically like slurping the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
This is like one of those cases because from what I've seen pictures of, there are shrines that look exactly like this that they have like at events and stuff, and they make it look like it's floating by holding wires at the top of it and have like attached to the ceiling and stuff. I don't think it's anything important.
Yeah, I really didn't care that much about it.
No, I didn't think it was much. Oh, what's up,
unless
Lando?
Fujitora was on Wano or something, then.
The Jamaican powerhouse himself.
I kind of figured it was like hanging to something or something like that, but I didn't see anything above it. So.
Yo, Lando.
Have we discussed everything yet, or?
Nah, we just talking about the chapter right now. And it's like right now we're trying to dissect it as far as like, is there anything you want to talk about in this recent chapter?
Hold up, Brago. Am I gonna hear the static in the background, or just me?
They won't be able to hear it in the video.
Oh, okay. To be honest, bro, this is a chapter that I don't even know what to feel about it. I've made no interest to look back or anything. Just like it's just there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just I just don't have no passion to talk about it, man. Honestly, but I did find that something interesting to talk about though.
What's that?
It's at the very end. It's at the very, very end. I don't know if you want to skip to that part.
Sure.
Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, so in the Japanese box translation, when Zoro, in the last dialect box, he said that it's too early to call the boss out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
While in the Viz, it actually said this should get the boss out. So kind of implied that there's maybe we might see Holem and those guys next chapter.
Oh, she said that should get the boss involved mighty quick. That's what Zoro said.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So Hold'em should get involved here.
Yeah.
Okay, how strong do you guys predict Hold'em to be? Because I know a lot of people saying he's going to be trash. I think he's going to be pretty strong.
He's going to be trash.
I think he's going to be pretty strong.
Trash.
What is up with this word trash? Like
Dustin Pop realized that's not me.
Oh my God.
I think trash.
I think he's going to be about. I think he's going to be about as strong as Sheepshead.
No.
I think he'll be stronger. He has to be stronger than that. He's a fucking lion, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we can ask so strong he is. We must ask like, oh, malleable this title the headline.
I'm not gonna be impressed by him, but he's not gonna be one.
He's not gonna be a pushover. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he'll be like somewhere.
Giving like
bro, but do we really care? Do we really care how strong this dude is? I mean, if he's not a calamity, like
this is one.
I mean,
well, guys, to be fair, like we didn't just care about commanders on Big Mom's crew, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, no.
Who did y'all care about other than the commanders?
The Oven Daifuku following was huge during Whole Cake.
Perospero?
Okay, I didn't give a damn.
Amon.
I didn't give a damn. I didn't give a damn about Perospero.
Tree?
There's a couple of
Lady
ones
Bomb
that were there's a couple of ones that were like that were special cases, such as Oven Daifuku,
right,
because they were noted to be not on par.
Well, they were brothers of Katakuri, so it's kind of like
exactly.
Okay, well, this is the point though. Like, Hold'em was like, okay, when we were introduced to these three, it was like, oh my God, there's three headliners. You have Hawkins, Hold'em, and who's the other guy? Who was like fucking Ace or something?
Speed,
I guess.
Yeah.
And
is Speed Gazelle Man?
I don't think he's referred to as Speed. He's
no, stop. But yeah, I mean, like I was assuming that these people were going to be like kind of on Hawkins level, but I don't think that it's going to be like. I mean, listen, it's fucking One Piece at the end of the day. This guy could have some OP power where his lion head on his cock is like fucking some.
If he can transform like a fucking Power Ranger, then that's just going to be insane.
The thing
the most important question here to ask is how strong do we think headliners are?
Like these
Hawkins is probably the strongest out of all of the headliners, whatever that means.
It depends it depends if X Drake is still a headliner. Because if he is, I think X Drake is definitely the strongest headliner.
I would agree.
It's the next question for you guys.
I feel like this whole group of people just looks like a bunch of degenerates.
Let me put it like this. Yeah. Characters that we don't know that are grouped with characters that we do know. Most likely, the strongest characters out of that bunch are gonna be the characters that we do know. So, for instance, like Rob Lucci, I guarantee you, Rob Lucci's probably top 2 in CP0, if not the strongest. if not the strongest.
I don't think he's the
I get
strongest.
down with that. Yeah.
I don't think he's strongest.
But top 2, top 3.
I said he's top, bro. He's gonna be top 3 people.
Yeah, top 2, top 3. Yeah.
He's right below Kaku now.
The thing is,
there's no way he's not gonna be top. Like, I mean, just my personal.
No, I agree, but
I
I always look at Luffy's growth, and I think I kind of look at Rob Lucci the same way. Where I think, as much as Luffy grows, I think Rob Lucci's going to grow. Not saying he's going to be stronger than Luffy, but Rob Lucci was pretty damn strong back then, and his drive right now, I think he has insane drive. Being a part of CP0, I always look at Rob Lucci like where would we put Luffy if he was in these situations. So I think Rob Lucci would definitely be top 2, top 3. Like if Luffy was on a Yonko ship, he would be, other than not obviously not the Yonko, would be top 2, top 3.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Thank
so
you. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So like Hawkins is probably going to be the strongest one. So like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, does this dude's power really matter? Like,
it doesn't as much, but it's just like, honestly, in this chapter, that's one of the more interesting things to talk about.
The question I wanted to ask was, do you guys believe that most of the headliners are past supernovas that failed to hit on Kaido?
Ooh,
all of them? I don't know.
Wait. Okay, if that was the case, I would think Kaido would force all of them to eat Smile Devil Fruits then. Right, to kind of like show their loyalty.
I don't know. I don't think it's that complicated. I think the headliners are just the strongest things before the calamities, like the vice admiral tier of like the crew.
So in the last one of these, before we saw Hold'em, I said chances Hold'em has a lion smile fruit, right?
Yeah, that was kind of clear because it showed it.
Right. Chances Speed has a cheetah.
Yeah.
Smile fruit.
Probably pretty.
Yeah.
More than likely, right?
Yeah.
One thing I'm interested in is I don't know. Wait, have we seen the same smile fruit on multiple people?
No.
Not that I've seen.
No. You saw the
I'm
Wolfman
surprised we haven't.
in the last Doflamingo versus Category chapter. Wolfman was revealed on Zo. One of those guys was Wolfman. His hand turned into a wolf.
I don't know. It just seems weird. You would think that like there would be multiple of the same smile, but I don't know.
Well, that depends if they made multiples of the same like animal. You know what I mean? Like, or like, like the thing is, I still don't know exactly if I'm sure there are different levels to smile fruits. Like you have like the defective ones, you have the moderate ones, and you have the super rare ones that work perfectly. So it's all up in the air right now, honestly. As far as
I would be interested.
Question should be is do you guys think they're going to be Asian or mythical smile?
No.
No, hell no.
Well,
hell no.
what would we call Momo?
A bitch.
Momo seems to be
That's like,
well, Devil Fruit is supposed to be a defective one a Vegapunk made.
that's like a lot.
That brings up like 5 other theories, I think.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that don't believe that it was a fake devil fruit.
Okay.
Well, people don't believe it was fake.
Yeah, people believe that it might have been real, or Momo had that from the beginning.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this goes back to that. You know those old theories about how old is Momo and like the Egg Roger ship thing. It kind of brings in that entire discussion.
Yeah, Quietly Loud. He feels that Momo is actually faking his age. That he's a lot older than he says he is.
What's his explanation for that?
So that I want to know too.
He had a pretty.
It's mainly revolves around the whole Roger thing.
Yeah, the Roger, seeing
Okay,
Roger,
okay.
and I think it goes back to Kinemon's Devil Fruit as well. He had something to do with it. We should have Quietly on one of these soon so he can explain exactly what that means.
Yeah.
But I guess other than Hold'em, we should see Hold'em versus Luffy or Zoro next chapter. Or they may jump around and go to what's going on with Law and Sanji and those guys. Other than that,
Dude, I bet you Law's gonna show up and like cut Hold'em in half so like his line things away from his body or something.
That would be hilarious.
he'd be like, "Thank you, he's been ruining my life."
Yeah, cause I get the impression that Law's gonna come there. He's gonna have like his introduction, like, "Oh, Mugiwara," and he'll say something, and after he takes care of some, like not impressive villain, so Hold'em might be that spot.
Something that's kind of underrated, like the art in this chapter is pretty good. Like
actually, Edo on the Kangazaki scene, it just seems so forced.
Which one?
Wait, what?
The Conqueror's Haki scene.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it was lackluster. That's how I was like, it just wasn't. It wasn't hype.
He didn't fit there.
Oh, Conqueror's Haki. Oh, I hate Conqueror's Haki. So
it was just like, you know what? And I think also with Conqueror's Haki at this point, I think we're starting not to care about it.
Really? Because I care about it immensely.
No, what I mean,
you can't convince me to care about it.
What I mean is, Lando, in Conqueror's Haki at this point in the story, other than potential, what does it mean?
Nothing. You just waited down, did the father.
So it's like when somebody used Conqueror's Haki, I was like, okay, you have a lot of potential, right?
Oh no, I just think that
it's there's cool ways to use
it, and there's like fucking lame ways to use it. That way was pretty lame. Like when Luffy and Katakuri used that shit, that was fucking badass. Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool to see.
Shut up, Brago's badass. Just say it.
No, it was lame.
Here's the thing though, Brago. Conqueror's Haki would always be a big indicator to see who has more potential.
No, I hear you, right? But it was cool, but then it was literally like a hand job, and nothing came of it.
Where do you get these analogies from, bro?
No, what I'm saying is,
no, it's a hand job.
It was like a hand job, and nothing came from it. Like it was like, yo, we just gonna start and not finish, dude. What the fuck? Whereas like we got Luffy and Katakuri, they did the Conqueror's Haki clash. And it was like, that was it. They just went into the fight. It was like, so that's it? We're not getting anything more in regards to that?
It looked cool, Brago. That's all that mattered.
I guess it's like a car with a fucking dope-ass paint job.
But the inside looks shit.
Inside is trash. It looks cool, though.
No, it's like a fucking one of those kit cars, whatever the fuck they're called, where it just has like the body of a Lamborghini, but the inside is just dog shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Froob, I know you probably was freaking out when you said the first page about him, about the guy saying about Zoro's aura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it changed in the viz too.
Yeah.
I mean,
it said Zoro was trash.
Zoro, I've always told people this, like, if you only see the crew from an outside perspective, you would absolutely believe Zoro's a captain every single time.
We literally had a conversation about this.
Where you would absolutely believe he's a captain. There's no way to look past it.
We talked
he
about
just looks so intimidating in every chance.
He's very intense. He's a very intense individual.
Yeah, he looks crazy, and especially since I'm doing the villain right now, it's like I'm rereading some of the chapters. He's a very intense dude.
He has a presence that Luffy doesn't have, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, Luffy is enduring in different ways, which kind of makes up for that. So
wait, he has a presence that Luffy doesn't have.
Yeah,
I agree on that. I mean, even check back the Skype out.
Matt, you don't think so? You don't think you don't think so, Matt?
No, I don't.
Why don't you think that?
Hello?
Yeah.
He's thinking, dude.
He's thinking.
No, I didn't hear what
I was saying, why don't you think that?
Why don't I think that Zoro has? I think that like it's different personalities.
Right.
I don't think that it's different presence. Because Luffy has a presence that nobody else has. I mean, this dude literally can do nothing, and all the attention goes to him somehow, some way.
Really, he does nothing.
Bro, look at Sabaody.
What do you mean he does?
Whenever they link back up.
Okay.
He just stumbled into the Straw Hats, and then everything just went into shambles because it was. I'm not gonna say like it was literally because of nothing, but he sat back and he watched the show, and that happened because of his name, who he was, right? Then I mean, bro, it happens all throughout One Piece.
What I'm saying with Luffy, right? Luffy, he has built a name where now I think he commands respect if you know who he is, right? Yes. I'm saying if you don't know who these two people are and they walk into a room, Zoro is going to be the person people look at and say, who is that guy?
Yes, if you strip down the notoriety and just under titles, Zoro looks to be the one that's in charge.
Right.
Especially since pirates are supposed to be these characters that command respect and look villainous in a sense.
Where I think that's definitely intentional.
Zoro just look weak, just like that.
That's intentional though. Where a lot of people, they underestimate Luffy based on how he looks and how he acts. Where it's like people are like, yo, he's the captain. But then when Luffy's really with the shits, Then they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
I see why he's the fucking captain. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Where Luffy in some way he can mask it. Like he can mask like how intimidating he can be. Where like compare Luffy when they first went to where was Bellamy? When Jaya, right? And they approached Bellamy. In comparison to when he came back by himself. Where like one of the dudes got scared, was like, holy shit, he, like, what? You got this bounty? And he fucking just destroys Bellamy off the rip. Where it's like Luffy, like Zoro's always like that, where Luffy can go there.
Yeah, Zoro has this like constant, like menacing, like fucking like badass aura to him. To where like I mean it's like I don't even think it's like controversial whatsoever, like what you're saying. Like Luffy is always like goofy as fuck, and like people don't like really realize how like I guess impressive he is unless they're either strong themselves and they can sense it, like Blackbeard, until like.
But the thing is, just has, like, but that's why Luffy's even more dangerous than Zoro, because he fucking lulls you to sleep. Like you go into it, you're like, this guy ain't shit, and then but then you realize Luffy can match Zoro's intensity.
Right.
That's the scary part about it.
Perfect underdog protagonist. He's always an underdog in a fight.
Of course.
But I want to say something to Brago. People always kind of dim down. Should I say no? Oh, known Zoro is. Like, remember this. Zoro was being scouted by a crocodile to join Barrows Works.
He turned it down.
He killed the guy. Like, if you're not making me your boss.
I don't think he killed him.
He killed him.
I don't think he killed him.
No, he killed him.
I don't think he killed him.
No, he already killed him.
You and your shonen.
No, what I'm saying is Zoro says things, right?
No, like I think it was confirmed that he killed him.
I don't think he killed him.
I gotta go check the wiki or something.
But you know why? Because
why?
For Zoro, he has this presence as like an intimidating guy, but he's really a nice guy.
Well, get the fuck out of here.
No, listen to me.
He ruined those pirates' dreams at fucking
No, what I'm saying is, remember the guy that got shot by
Celestial
Dragon?
We took him to the hospital.
Zoro took him to the hospital.
Well, Brago, that was after he get infected by Luffy's.
That's like I don't know, like
Luffy's niceness, you could say.
No, but even before Luffy, what did he do? When Luffy found him, what was he doing?
When you're talking about like all the beginning of
the beginning of the story, what was he doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
he was the little girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, Brago, but like you don't. This is like such a common trait in like badass characters, to where like they fucking like are like super mean to like characters they need to be mean to, but they're like nice to like people.
So you're gonna kill somebody?
Must also
okay, so here's the thing
as well. No. Zoro was guaranteed that he will be free if he served the 7-day sentence. If he knew that El Mepo was gonna kill him,
right?
They'd have never agreed to begin with.
Yeah, but the thing is like he didn't have to do it.
Well.
My thing is like where this guy, right? Say they send a guy to recruit Zoro. Unless they sent a guy saying, yo, if he refuses, kill him. Even then, I think Zoro's like fucking just knocking him out. Like, because when Zoro fights fodder, he uses the back of his sword and shit. I mean, I hear you like Zoro
I'm going to Google this because I'm pretty sure it's saying that Zoro killed him.
No, it's like the report is like Zoro killed him. But in my heart, I just don't believe Zoro killed him. I feel like Zoro's... I don't know.
Because, Bragg, you must remember that this guy jeopardized his own identity. I mean, the Barracks Sword was supposed to be a hidden organization.
I think it's reported that Zoro...
that he tried to kill.
I think Baroque Works killed the guy.
Why would that never thing?
You said what?
I'm going to have to check this out.
This is my headcanon. But I think Baroque Works killed the guy because he failed.
Listen, man, ever since fucking pre-Hulk or post-Hulk Island, Brago has been a fucking Sanji fanboy, and I can't take it anymore.
Come on, bro. No, what I'm saying is Baroque Works, weren't they about to kill Mr. 3? Mr. 2?
Yeah,
Mr. 3?
I think Mr. 3. Yeah, they're
about to kill Mr. 3. Right? Where it's like, if you send a guy to recruit Zoro and he fails, why wouldn't you kill him? And of course, Zoro gets the credit for killing the guy. Of course, they wouldn't tell the other Baroque Works members that they killed him, because then that starts internal shit. So it's like, they're like, oh yeah, that guy definitely killed him, when they actually sent somebody else's backup in case he failed. That's my headcanon.
That's not a bad analysis still, but I think... Okay, it was confirmed. Zoro killed Mr. 7.
How? Who confirmed it?
I mean, what's your source that what's your source that he didn't kill him then?
Is it was my side?
Yeah.
I just said, like, it was just like the guy went, he failed, then Baroque Works killed him because he failed.
Okay, it says that the dude tried to attack Zoro and Zoro killed him.
I think Zoro, like, hit him with a backwards sword, knocked him out.
Bro, this guy, yo, Brago.
I just don't, like, Zoro's not that guy.
It's chapter 190. You can check chapter 190 out.
No, I believe you. I believe that's what it says.
What's the issue then?
I just don't think that's what happened. I think that's fake news.
No, what happened was that he asked Zoro to recruit. He tried to recruit Zoro, but as a result, Zoro rejected. And then he resorted to try to kill Zoro, but Zoro overall killed him.
Yeah.
So it's more self-defense, but Zoro still killed him.
Yeah.
That's the end goal.
I hear you.
This man's crazy.
Zoro's a good dude, man.
What savage guys on the sea? I mean, Kobe introduced this man as a blood-seeking beast. Like, everyone on the seas fear this guy.
Dude, everyone fears him.
Well, in East Blue, sure. Yeah. At the time when he was introduced.
Yeah. But I think Zoro's a big softie, man. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean just like as a
he's a pretty good dude.
As an individual, he's a good guy. But as of course versus enemies, he's like he doesn't care. Right? But
I think Zoro's a pussy.
Hey man, he didn't want to cut a guy. Wait, let me see what the vid says about this guy being naked. What did that say?
He said the same thing. He says the exact same thing as Jaime's.
Really?
He didn't want to cut a guy that's naked.
People were saying that Zoro said he didn't want to cut somebody that's unarmed.
No, I'm pretty sure Zoro's unarmed people before.
I think he saw that flapping meat between the legs. He's like, no thanks, dude.
So they said, so then that brought up the conversation that Zoro wouldn't last as long as Sanji and with the Okamas.
That entire scene's pretty weird to me. I feel like that's just like a weird justification Oda had to try and make sure Zoro didn't do anything so Kiku could just cut off some hair.
Exactly, and also Luffy as well. Luffy's order commission, even though he could have stopped it himself, it was right next to her. He's just so stupid. Or both of them just let this girl get taken away.
So it says here in the viz, he says, Zolo, why'd you let him take her away? He said, didn't seem right to slice up a naked guy.
Yeah, so they basically made that a gag. Great.
That's funny. I don't mind that. I mean, it's just like some things you just gotta like chalk it up to One Piece being One Piece.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, and this is one of these things where Discord is going crazy saying like Zoro and Luffy's observation hockey is now trash because they keep things keep happening. Things keep happening.
I guarantee you, fam, to no one at the end of the series, we'll always be talking about how efficient and how inconsistent Apollo is. It's never gonna change.
Well, whenever it gets explained, we can then make a decision.
I don't think that's ever gonna get explained, bro. Trust me.
I'll keep hoping until
we got a fucking long ass explanation of Future Sight, of what Future Sight could be, of Luffy and the really flashback, and then literally had the community split as far as if Luffy had Future Sight or not at the end.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Like, I think no matter what.
No, it's the funniest thing about that is that this is coming from the fandom who literally wouldn't stop slurping Katakuri, and then like I think Katakuri's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's just like observation hockey is just one of those that's just, it's you never know. You just never know what it is.
It doesn't have an identifier, that's the problem.
Not really. And I think
it's One Piece. Oda did try to make it clear that he was using observation. He was using on Future Sight but kind of shade his eyes, but that wasn't enough.
No.
That was not enough.
No. It's not as it's that's how One Piece goes about things. Things are pretty vague, and I don't know. Hopefully, eventually, it makes sense.
Okay, Brago, I had to look at the chapter. Mm-hmm. The person who confirmed that Mr. 7 got killed by Zoro was Mr. 1. So
he fucking killed him. Mr. 1 definitely killed Mr. 7.
Yeah, he blamed it on Zoro.
Oh, he definitely killed Mr. 7.
So he wouldn't have.
Oh boy,
100%. Mr. 1, Crocodile's right hand. Come on.
Fucking Sanji fanboys, dude.
Come on. Come on. He definitely, bro,
listen, bro,
killed Mr. 7 and blames Zoro for it.
Dude, Zoro even said he killed him in the next page, Brago.
What is Zoro say?
Brago had
Zoro
at number 2 in his top 10 favorite characters. No, he's got him at like number 9. Kids,
Froob, let me read this, Froob.
Oh my god.
So Mr.
You're a phony.
So what's it?
Zoro's
So
number.
the female
Zoro's number
companion
4.
to Mr. One laughed and said, haha, this guy's funny. And Zoro said, I not only disagree, but he came against me, so I had to kill him.
I think Zoro legitimately told the guy to get out of here, and then Mr. One saw it and fucking killed him.
Yeah, I think he covered
with
it.
I'm with this guy, yo.
Bro, it's just like, come on.
Try to do a full immersion attire right now, man.
He gave him some rations and sent him on his way.
That's my head.
Zoro, that's savage, man. When put to the test, this guy don't play around.
He's a savage when needed. I don't think that's needed versus fodder. Like, I just don't think it's needed. I think Mr. One definitely killed this nigga.
Yeah.
Watch Mr. 7 show up in Wano. Like, do you remember me, Zolo? I'm Mr. 7. You thought I was dead.
I thought I killed you.
He's like, why didn't you escape? I told you to never be a pirate again. Like, you know, but
I can never forget the debt. He goes and helps Zoro.
no, right now he helps Zoro, right? I'm indebted to you, Master Zolo. Like,
Watch, Master Apprentice.
like, what's his name? Johnny Yosaku.
Yeah,
He's gonna be with both of those guys. He's the apprentice now. Watch. I'm telling you, man. That's how One Piece is with this shit. But yeah, overall a good chapter. I gave it a 5 or a 6 last week when I
think a 5. A 5 would be the
5
proper.
Yeah, overall good chapter. I gave it a 3 out of 10.
5 is half of 10, right?
Yeah, a 5 or a 6.
I gave it a complete failing grade.
Yeah, a 5 or a 6.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. You know, I
Just
think
say how you
6.
feel, Brago.
Yeah, I think it was a 6 for sure. Wait, Lando, what did you rate it?
I would say a 4.5 or 5.
Yeah. Froob, you said what? What was yours?
I think it's automatically a 7 or an 8 for Froob because Zoro was in it.
Zoro's in it. Yeah, you're right. Multiply.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's +1 for every chapter Zoro's in, so it's around a 5 + 1.
6. Wait, Matt, what do you think of this chapter? The last chapter was? If Matt's still here.
Amazing commentary by Mugiwara MattB.
There you go.
Hello?
Hello.
Braga, I will say this though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that Oda kept to his word in terms of how strong Shima is. He was said that he was the strongest sumo wrestler when introduced, and
Send that guy flying.
Yeah, he's actually pretty fucking strong.
I mean,
In terms of like, in terms of like
relative to who that guy is.
Yeah, relative to the guys in
Because
Yeah,
remember,
I'm curious if he's gonna be actually strong or like, you know what I mean? Like,
you remember Hajiruden?
Dude, this guy is fodder for life.
Do you remember Hajiruden? Do you remember Hajiruden? Hajiruden was fucking niggas up at the Coliseum.
Dude, I will never forget
my God.
because he's like, oh, I'm so strong. And then he gets one shot
and he
by-
got one shotted. Because
That's what cheered up the Giants though. The Giants always
Extreme diffs Mac Vice.
Oh my
Extreme
God.
diffs. Oh my God.
I was like, this is a joke.
That's the portrait of the Giants ever since though. They're just always fodder.
Oh my God, that shit was
Terrible.
hilarious. When he fucked up the bull. Like
Yeah, he took on Luffy
he
and the
took
bull.
care of the bull like he was supposed to, and Luffy gets mad. Like, yo, what are you doing? And then Luffy one shots him. Like, what? I was like, oh my God, bro. So no, I don't think Urameshi's that strong.
Well, talking relative to the regular citizen.
I don't think Mr. Urameshi's that strong. No, like he got his top knot taken by a woman. Come on, man. Like
He got emasculated.
Like first off, Fodder kidnapped Kiku, and then he got his top knot taken by Kiku. Like, come on, nah, I'm not rocking with it. But shout out to Urameshi, shout out to Hold'em. I can't wait to see Speed. I'm actually really interested in where Wano goes from here. I think the arc has obviously a lot more to go.
For sure.
We'll see what happens next chapter. And I guess let's shoot for, on the next break, let's shoot to talk about a few of the early arcs and kind of dissect them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be really fun to do. And we still haven't talked about the Ace novel yet. Because you know what? I gotta say this. I didn't see one Skypiea episode of Skypiea review.
From what I've heard, it's trash.
I didn't see one review. I remember when the Adventure of Nebulandia. Do you guys remember that special?
Yeah.
When that came out, it had like a shit ton of people reviewing it. And the last episode of Sabo, a shit ton of people reviewing it. I'm surprised I didn't see any reviews of episode of Skypiea. Where I'm like,
there's a reason for that then.
People not care. I mean, even if it's bad, it's like I would still expect people to talk about it. Maybe I'm just not seeing it because YouTube and a crazy fucking algorithm, they show me what they want to show me. But I really haven't seen any. And the thing is, I started watching the special, and I mean, the animation is great, but it didn't feel the same to me because they kept skipping past things. So I think I watched like 20 minutes of it. It's like an hour 45 or some shit like that. So I watched like 20 minutes of it. I was like, I'll get back to it. So I don't know if a lot of people did that, where they're like, okay, I'll watch it in kind of like segments. But I don't know. It feels different. And I'm not sure if it's because of where the community is right now or it's based on the actual special. So I don't know. But yeah, I want to talk about a few of the early chapters. And then I want us to definitely talk about the Ace novel, because it's a lot.
I have to go reread all this.
It's a lot of good shit in that, in those excerpts from Sandman.
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
Lando, it's good for you to stop in though, man.
This is the first time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to re-listen to this. Yeah,
always good to have you. Shout out to the people that wait for us when we do this. The comment section does get pretty toxic because literally every time we do this, it's one person that hates all of us. Yeah. It's one person
probably 5 or 6.
Right. It's one person that calls out Drizzt, calls out Froob, calls out Lando, calls me out, where they just disagree completely with some shit that we said.
I saw this one guy that was saying that your channel is dying. It's on life support.
Yeah, one guy did say that.
You're milking the Zoro situation.
Yeah, he said I'm milking the Zoro.
I saw that comment too.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
he's like, is it channel dying or something? Like, why do you have to talk about Zoro? I'm like, I don't know. You can tell me if it is.
Oh man, that guy probably loved Whole Cake Island. The cake baking was the coolest thing I've ever seen in all One Piece.
I don't know. I don't know. But nah, it's a lot of savage comments recently.
Wait,
I love it.
Have you guys been following the anime?
Wait, what? Why did I went to go find that comment in the last video, the last discussion we had. One of the top comments says Froob is hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Why is that comment?
Wait, what?
Because in that video, Froob, you made a joke about that.
Yeah, you did say something about a kid. You said no, the dude in Discord.
Hit you up on Discord about you having a kid. Yeah,
they said Froob is hiding a child. That definitely made me LOL. I was like, what the fuck?
Let me go take a look at this.
Let that child come home, Froob. Let that child come home. But nah.
But have you guys been seeing the anime though? It's amazing, man.
For Whole Cake right now?
I'm watching that trash.
No, I'm not caught up. But I'm not caught up right now. But from what I've seen from the Whole Cake anime, the Whole Cake anime as far as One Piece, it's been dope. It's been dope. I've enjoyed it for sure. They've added some things that made it better.
End up watching it.
Like when they added a whole fucking entrance for Zoro, for Oven and Daifuku that they didn't have in the manga. Yeah, and Katakuri as well. Like in the manga, they showed Katakuri seeing what what's his name, the guy that he shot with the jelly bean at the beginning.
Yes,
Jigra, right? They showed in the manga him shooting him, but in the anime, Jigra apparently has a fucking fleet.
Yeah, he has a whole squad.
He has a whole squad with him that shows up. And Katakuri
blowing bubblegums.
Right.
Guy blowing bubblegums.
Katakuri sees all this was going to happen. But then Daifuku comes out of nowhere and Oven comes out of nowhere and takes care of these guys. But Katakuri saw all this happen beforehand. I thought that shit was fucking dope.
I kind of don't play Capone though, because he looked lost there.
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, the thing is, but they were just hyping up the others. They were hyping it up. They definitely portrayed Oven and Daifuku to be almost as strong, just as strong as Katakuri. Like, that's how they tried to show it. Where they showed Katakuri.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't.
No. What I'm saying is,
show them in a hype way.
You just say where it's like they showed Katakuri seeing the future, but it's like they were kind of like showing like Oven and Daifuku, they're on par in their own way. Where Katakuri, right, with his future sight, he was able to know, like, to see that the door needs to be open or whatever, right? With Oven, he walked right through the door because he was so hot. And then with Daifuku, he uses his genie
that was dope.
to destroy the door. Whereas,
like, I saw them on the scene.
You know what I'm saying? We're in different ways. where it was like, that's wrong. Like that's not the case.
That was not what happened.
They're not
anyway at all.
on par. But nah, the anime is entertaining as hell.
Last episode has the best scene in the entire Okik Island, man.
It does.
Scene where Katakuri stepped on the carrot.
Oh shit! I gotta get caught up because I definitely want to see that.
That just satisfied my misogynistic needs, man. I just love seeing that, man. I'm gonna capture that one.
Wait, Lando, do you admit that you're a misogynist? Did you just
wrong script?
You just admitted.
You just satisfied my need for badassery to say that.
Oh my god. Overall, again, these are always dope. Can't wait to the next chapter. Should be coming out. Well, today's Thursday. It should be coming out tonight or tomorrow morning.
Wait, tonight?
Yeah, like 2 a.m. Friday morning. They've been coming out later and later. Every week it seems like. But yeah, we should definitely be able. Hopefully, I mean, either way, I'm gonna talk about it. I know some people, if it's not hype, some people aren't talking about it. But either way, I'm gonna talk about it. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys joining me for us to talk about this. Always a good time. MattB was able to be with us today, even if it was only in segments and sporadically. But MattB was here.
Wait, what did MattB? I haven't even noticed that.
No, I don't know if he fell asleep at this point, but he did chime in. He did chime in on a bunch of segments that we.
He told me that he doesn't like speaking in the same like room as Lando.
Yeah.
So oh my god!
Yeah, he says
but he's my idol, though.
He says he's on a different tier.
Yeah, he says he can't really talk to people who view him as like some kind of god. He wants to talk to real people, just fanboys. So he's kind of like weird.
Bro, one of the best streams you ever had was it MattB. I think it was a 4-hour stream. That was great. I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that. That was actually the first time me and MattB did a stream together.
That was 4 hours, bro. And I can't believe I watched every single second.
We did that was the first time we ever we spoke through DMs. It was like, yo, we got to do something. And then he was like, yo, start a stream, you can jump in, let's just talk. And we talked for 4 hours on his channel.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was really dope. I
really enjoyed that.
But yeah, chapter tomorrow. Spoilers should be out according to Big News Drizzt. And like the video, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later.